So this is my first video. I just have three questions that, not three actually, just a few questions for atheism, and I want to see if you guys can answer it because that's where I used to be most of my life, and I would just like to see your answers, and intelligibly, hopefully. The first one is, if God does exist, if He does exist, would He, by definition, how could He be quantified or measured? If you can answer me that question, because the way I look at it is, if you are looking for some kind of evidence or quantification or scientific reasoning as to His existence, it limits Him in the physical, and that by definition is not God. God is either all-powerful, all-knowing, everlasting, or not, or He doesn't exist at all. The second question is, being limited by our faculties, our senses actually, seeing, touch, hearing, smelling, all that, 5 senses. Just like, a shark, for example, just like a shark has 12 senses or 13, whatever it is, and we only have 5. Our scope of knowledge and our scope of everything, wisdom and everything, all the information we can take in is limited by our 5 senses. So, for example, if we were as sharks and we had 12, who's to say our reality would be drastically different? Just like our scope of knowledge and our scope of understanding would be vastly different. Who's not to say any more, any less, but it would be vastly different. So with that said, if we are limited, if our intake of knowledge and our intake of understanding is limited by our senses, how can we jump to any conclusions about anything? Like Descartes or something said, the only thing you can know is yourself. I think, therefore I am. It's things like theory of relativity, where E equals mc squared, everything boils down to energy, and there's actually nothing solid. Those things prove that everything as we see it is not necessarily as it is, and therefore these assumptions that we make, this logic, is could be not 100%, but could be inherently faulty. So the question is, do you have enough certainty, or do you have enough basis to make a claim such as God does not exist? You can say you think, yeah, that's fine, but can you say without a doubt, or can you say with reasonable doubt, without reasonable doubt, or any of that matter? Can you say with, give me a percentage, basically, is what I'm asking. How sure can you be when everything that we know we can barely be sure of? So that's the second question. And the third one, probably forgot it by now, I don't know. The third one is, in your honest opinion, what do you think atheism is born out of? Theism. I've been working in sales the past few years, and one thing I've learned is that we as humans, all the decisions we make in buying, and all of life is sales. Your religion, you buy your religion, you buy into it, and every decision is a sale. But we as humans, we buy emotionally and then justify rationally. What that means is, if you want a boat or a car, you're going to go up to that car and you're going to say, wow, that looks really good. I would feel really good sitting in it. I could see myself in it. The way you're going to justify it, so you buy it emotionally, but the way you're going to justify it is saying, oh, well, it gets good gas mileage, mileage and it'll last me a long time, or something like that. But basically, no. With that said, how do you think that plays into where atheism and theism is born out of? Because it's my personal opinion that atheism is born out of a resentment or bitterness, and this isn't to call anybody out or anything like that. It's just my belief that ultimately, and even though I think that we ignore ourselves and we sometimes we refuse to acknowledge it within ourselves, but atheism is born out of just that. It's a resentment or bitterness towards something that's happened in our lives, or whatever, or multiple things, or whatever it is, and then through the course of time we justify it with reasoning. Einstein said the most important question we can ever ask, the most important thing we can ever believe, the one founding principle is that, and it would drastically alter your life, is that either you believe everything is a miracle or nothing is, and everything consequently in your life will follow from that. And I think that holds true towards atheism and theism. But anyways, I would like to, this is my first video, I would like to hear you guys' thoughts. Hopefully, intelligible conversation, not anything bashing or anything like that. We can agree to disagree, but I would love to have some feedback. Alright, thanks.